Today we're going to go over function notations and linear functions. First thing we wanted to make sure we understand is when we have a linear equation, we use variable x and y. So something like this, y equals to 9x minus 5. Once we verify this equation can be functions, this y variable can be replaced with function notation f of x. So in other words, these two are the same thing they're representing. This is equation notation, this is function notations. So when the function notation is given and if they're asking you to find the value of y, make sure that you know you're looking for f of x. So f of x is equals to y variable. So let's look at the first example, evaluating. We have f of x equals to 9x minus 5. Find f of x when x is equals to 2 is the first question we have. So basically, what they are asking you to do is replacing x with 2. So everywhere you see, you're going to replace with 2. So they're asking what happened when x is 2, what will be the value of y? Okay, so then you get 18 minus 5, where that gives you 13. So f of 2 is going to be 13. Other way to put it, when x is equals to 2, y will be 13. Let's look at example B. So B, they want you to find g of 4 and g of a plus 1. So g of 4 is basically just replacing everywhere you see x with value 4, right? So replace x with 4. Then you get negative 16 plus 20 minus 3. You have negative 19 plus 20, so you have 1. So your g of 4 will be 1. What does that mean? When your x is 1, your y will be, the other way around, right? So when your x is 4, your y will be 1. What about if they're asking you to find g of a plus 1? So meaning is same thing. It's just that little more work that it's involved because it's a longer term for x. So wherever you have x, you're going to replace by a plus 1. 5 times a plus 1 minus 3. And you need to simplify it. As you can see, once you simplify, you will still have variable a, since we don't know what a is equals to. So then, when you FOIL a plus 1, you get a squared plus 2a plus 1. And when you distribute 5, you get 5a plus 5 and minus 3. Distribute negative to the 3 terms, you get negative a squared minus 2a minus 1 plus 5a, and these two combined, you get plus 2. Let's see, we can simplify this by writing into the descending order and combining the like term. So you have negative a squared, and this 2 is the like term. You get plus 3a, and this 2 is the like term. You get plus 1. So that's what your g of a plus 1 is going to be. Let's try one more. So if we replace h with negative 3, we're going to get negative 3 times negative 3 plus 5 over 2. And you do the multiplication before addition, so you get positive 9 plus 5 over 2, which is going to be 14 over 2. That's equals to 7. And when we are replacing with a plus 1 this time, you get negative 3 times a plus 1 plus 5 over 2. And we need to distribute negative 3. And then you combine the like terms. So it will be 2, right? And I don't see anything else that I can simplify that. So that will be the solutions. Or if you wanted to put it into two different terms, you could do negative 3a over 2 plus 2 over 2, which is going to be 1. So either solution will be okay. Next example we have is for each functions, we wanted to find f of 3. So this is evaluating also, but instead of giving equations, this time they're giving you different shapes. For example, A, we have plotting the point. We have all the x value, y value, and if we wanted to find when f of x 3, so here you have f of x right here. Instead of x, it's 3, right? So if I wanted to find this, what does that mean? They're asking you to find when x is 3, what will be y? So find f of 3 means find y value, the whole thing is y, find the y value when x is 3. So where is x is 3? X is 3 is right here. When x is 3, y is negative 6. So you could say your solution is when x is 3, y is negative 6. Let's look at the next one. It gives you domain and range. So your domain is negative 2, 3, 10, and your range is 6, 5, 12. And they're asking you to find y value when x is 3. So x is your domain. Domain 3 is right here. Your y value range is 5. So your solution is when x is 3, y will be 5. What about from the graph? Same thing. Finding f of 3 means find when x is 3. Your x is 3 is right here. What will be your y value? So it will be right there, right? And it's a 3 and 4. So it will be when x is 3, y will be 4 will be your solution for that questions. Example 3 is graph each functions and give the domain and range. So this is more related to the sections that we have from last class, right? So let's see if we can graph this. Well, graphing linear equations, we already learned that from Math95. So let's see if we can remember that, right? So you have f of x equals to 1/4 x minus 5. This is just same as, we know this is same as y variable, right? So this is going to be slope-intercept form. And we know from the slope-intercept form, this is going to be your y-intercept. And this is going to be your slope, right? So with that two informations, you should be able to graph this. We usually mark y-intercept first, so negative 5. So that's negative 5. And then we have a slope equals to 1 over 4. So the numerator 1 is going to be going up 1. Denominator 4 is moving 4 on a right. This is all positive values, so go up 1, move right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So from the negative 4, 4, right? Going up 1 from your y-intercept and move right 4. So that's the second point. And draw the straight line passing those 2 points will be your graph of the given function of f of x. It's a graph the function and find the domain and range. So in order to find domain and range, remember I'm going to analyze the each arrow. I have a 2 arrow here and here. So this arrow right here, it's saying that it's moving right but slightly going up also. Same thing, moving left, going down. So analyzing this graph or arrow, your domain, let's do it with black, right? Your domain is going to be negative infinity to positive infinity. Always the arrow going to left to right, right? That shows the domain because that's your x-axis. Your range will be up and down, right? Your y-axis. You do have going up arrow, going down arrow, so it will be negative infinity to positive infinity on that one too. Let's look at the next one. F of x equals to 4. This is same as you have y equals to 4. And we know that if we don't have a variable x, then you're going to see horizontal lines. So no matter what x you have, your y will be always 4. That's what it's saying. So this is 4, horizontal line passing 4, right? So with that in mind, your domain is going to be, because going left to right arrow will be negative infinity to positive infinity. Your range, on the other hand, it's just the one values, right? It does not go up or down. Your y will be always 4. So that's going to be your range. Or if we wanted to write it in interval notation, it will be just 4, value 4 itself. Right? What about the next one? Next one, we have f of x equal negative 3x. So this one, I can again tell my slope is going to be negative 3. And we know we can write the negative 3 in a fraction form of negative 3 over 1, right? And your y-intercept is none or 0, right? Y-intercept will be 0 because you do not have any number attached to it, right? So with that information, if we wanted to graph it, it will pass 0 for y-intercept and go down 3 because that's what your slope's saying. Go down 3 and move right 1. That will be your second point. So you go down 3 from your slope and move 1, right? And draw the straight line passing that 2 point will be your graph of f of x for C, right? With that in mind, your domain and range will be all real number again, right? Because as you can see, this arrow right here is not only going up, but moving left, going down, moving right, right?